Family is Namsa here at Nkosi Talk Shows. Find your own voice, led from within. So I'm on my own today, and I hope you are doing well. For those who don't know me, my name is Nomsa. I am a love harmonist. I'm the founder of Hope Spring Eternal Introduction Agency and Nkosi Talk Shows. If you're looking for me, you can find me on my social media and you can find me as well at Ngozi Talk Shows, 1 o'clock, 1 p.m. UK time. Well, sometimes might be late because of due to the technical problems, but I'm here Monday to Friday, guys. So if it is your first time, please feel free to get involved into the conversation and uh, if you have questions that you want to ask, please feel free to ask any questions. But I just like people who like to get involved. So um, if you know anything about the topic and you know somebody who has ever gone through these challenges, I'm trying to actually share my video. Or if you know somebody who has ever gone through challenges, please type and get into the conversation. I love to hear your stories, or you can give somebody a tip because it just because I'm a coach and you coming in. And most of all, I know most people that are following me, they are coaches. So feel free to just add some comment what you feel that will add value to anyone that is watching the video because we all learn from each other and let's just have a conversation and see where it takes us. So today is the 10, we're talking about the 10 mindset changes you need to have to live a better relationship. Because sometimes we enter a relationship and we think, oh wow, things are gonna work out how we want, but sometimes things never work out how we expect them to work out because we don't know the future. And when we meet people, some people they're gifted, they can tell, they can feel if the person is not who they say they are, but some people they can't. So that plays a big part in a relationship along the way, which if the relationship turns bad, it can actually affect your health. It can affect if you have children. I always say to people, if you stay in a relationship because you have kids, it can affect your children, it can affect you, it can affect your family. Because if you are not happy and your family can actually feel that unhappiness within, let me shut this door, guys. Your family can feel that unhappiness within. They can feel that you are not happy and it can affect them. Let me get closer to the mic. Yeah, it can affect them. So it doesn't just affect you. So it's very, very important. Let me put the subtitles as well for some people that are at work. Yeah, it can affect everybody if you are in a bad relationship and mostly long-term health-wise. So what is the change of mindset that we need to have? You need to recognize your worthiness. By recognizing your worthiness, you understand that you deserve to be in a loving relationship and respectful one. And remind yourself your values. I don't know about your values, and that you deserve to actually to be treated with kindness. You deserve to be treated with consideration. There's so many things. For me, I always, whenever I know some people they use the age that you know what I'm in this age. I don't think I will ever find anyone that will accept me for who I am. And sometimes the people they will use the children that want to have children, I'm running out of my whatever, but you can freeze your eggs if you wanted to. You can't find that person at the time that you want. There are so many options that you can do. And mostly is our societies. People worry about what people will think. If I'm single, okay, if I'm in a relationship, now I have to leave my spouse because I'm in a bad relationship. How the society is going to think of me, my friends? There's so many things that people think about. But for me as a person, what I have learned the hard way, guys, I have learned that you have to, every decision that you make in life, you have to put you first. You have to put your children. You come first. God is there with you as a big man. But God wants you to put you first in order for Him to help you. He wants you to put first and not to say, what about my kids? Because if you stay in that toxic relationship or the relationship you're not getting along with that person and that ends up being bad, it will affect the children. So you might as well develop this mindset of looking at yourself. How am I worthy? Your worthiness. How much are you worthy? You are priceless. And being priceless, it means there is anybody for everybody out there, whether you're 90, whether you are 80, whether you're 60, whether you are 40, there is everybody for everyone. Some of you guys have seen my video that I've put going through human blood sacrifice. I used to think that I didn't have a choice with my life. I used to think that worry about people, what people think of me as a person. But when I was going through that journey of human blood sacrifice, I've learned one thing about God, because I never thought of me as somebody who was loved so much by God that He will leave His throne and come to my aid and say, no, you cannot kill Nomsa because I love her. She's my child because I love her. I did not think that in one day, in million years. But when God came asking Lucifer to release me and his agent, and that was when everything changed. And in that moment, when I walked through that journey being tortured by Lucifer because I'd refused to walk with him, torturing me, and God's angel was there with me, showing me that I have a choice. He was showing me that, Nomsa, you get to decide how you live your life. You get to decide how you walk your path. You get to decide when things did not make sense in my life. I had family. I had my parents, my mom and dad, my siblings. I have friends that I have known for years. I have people that I have met, business people that I have met. But in that moment, when I was sitting in that moment, the angel of God and the people that were helping me, the pastors that were helping me, telling me that, Nomsa, you got to decide. This is the moment where you walk with God. He'll guide you through. Because if you tell people what you're going through, some people might even send you to the grave. I could not understand, but what he meant was people judging me. It might send you actually to the grave. I might die, I might not survive because the fight that I was going through. So at that moment, I chose God to actually confide in Him I chose the angel of God to guide me through life. When I'm saying, guys, the angel of God to guide me through life, it means when I need to smile, when I need to, I never cry. I cried the first time when Lucifer entered. That's the time where I cried. But at that moment, going through that journey, it was when I needed love. I'll feel the love that I needed because I allowed it. So you have to understand that you have to allow God. You have to allow yourself, self-love, allow you to love you. Allow you to walk your own path. Allow you to decide how your tomorrow is going to look like. But if it does not look like how you imagine, it is okay. It's okay for you to actually rewrite your own story. But if you say, you know what, I don't think I can afford to go and live on my own. I have to stay in this bad relationship. What do you think tomorrow is going to be like? When you stay in that bad relationship because your spouse is earning lots of money, or you are both earning lots of money, you have to live in this luxury life where you have to, every single day, you have to put beautiful clothes, knowing that deep down in your heart, you're not happy. So for me, it was the angel of God letting me know, Nomsa, how your life is going to show up tomorrow. You get to decide how you respond to Lucifer. The battle wasn't small, it was so big. But by responding telling him that I forgive, because what he was doing, he was using my ancestors, the sins of my ancestors, the sins of my parents to actually fight me. And I was like, whatever the fight that you bring to me, I have option to go to God and cry out for forgiveness, to forgive my ancestors, to forgive my parents, so I can be free. But I had to have that choice. When I was in a relationship, I had that choice. When my relationship fell apart, I had that choice to walk away from that relationship because I knew that me and my spouse, we were not compatible. But it was not about me blaming my spouse. It was me taking a stand, submitting to God and saying, God, I don't know what tomorrow is going to look like. Am I going to be able to afford the bills? I'm like, no, I don't think I will be able to afford the bills. And getting up in the morning, knowing that the lifestyle that I was telling God, based on the lifestyle that I lived that moment, I lived in a luxury home where people will come in, pass through the road, they will look at my home, flowers. I used to have somebody coming in every week to do the garden, and people will just look at the house. Some will go to the garage opposite and just look at the house. It was so beautiful. But I had to give up. That's my story. What is your story? Hey, Bernard, B, Nikki, and everyone in LinkedIn, guys. How are you guys? So what is your story? You have to look at your story. And if you are in a bad relationship, don't use your age and say, I cannot find somebody. We all here on earth, we have an assignment. My name is Nomsa. If I was to actually be single, there will be somebody out there who will be willing to date Nomsa. But if Nomsa is want that person to be in their lives, we get to write our own story. Guys, I'm not talking about these people that are cocky, that they think they know it all, and think that I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the energy when you surrender and surrender, you say, I cannot do this anymore, but I need changes in my life. And I'm putting me first because I love myself first, and I'm worthy. I accept the reality by acknowledging what is happening in that moment in your relationship, and by not lying to yourself and saying this relationship is not healthy and staying in it, it will it will cause too much pain. It will cause health problems. By accepting that situation, and that is the step, is this that is the critical component of you having to make positive changes. When you accept that situation of life is not good, so how do I change? So that is my story, guys. I have learned that we have a choice. We get to decide how our tomorrow will be like. And I had to be okay. There were times where when I was moving home, I was writing my exams, going through these challenging with Lucifer and the Hollywood spirit that recruits celebrities. I was going through that. They were torturing me because I'd refused to join them. And now I want to move house, move home. And I remember I found a home. Now need to exchange. The day of the exchange, me, I'm like getting excited. I was so sure that I have found the home that I wanted. So beautiful home. But sometimes the things work, it happens for a reason. And here's me thinking I'm gonna sign the document. Lucifer showed up. That moment when he showed up, he is a angel, manipulating angel. He controls people. So this woman now are meant to sign the document. This woman changes her mind last minute. The people that are meant to move in into my home. Last minute, I don't have a home. I thought I had a home. I'd agreed everything that I'm moving out. And he controls this woman to change his mind, because when you're so desperate, he thought when I was desperate, I will say, yes, I'll follow you. And then he can just do whatever he wants. But the angel of God, that moment made me realize that I get to decide, no matter what situation, challenges that I go through. And that woman, when she changed her mind, found myself homeless. And I said to the people that were moving into my home, you can move into the house we're moving out. That's fine. I had to put my things to the storage. I had my business, guys. I had the money. Money is not everything sometimes. And I had to go and live with my father-in-law. And my father-in-law lives in a one-bedroom apartment. Living room, bedroom, a kitchen. I've got two kids. And my children go to different schools, other one locally, other one outside the city. So I was like, okay, this is my life is being tested. I'm telling you this my story so that when you find yourself in a situation that is you think that is bring challenges, just remember my story. When you are in that bad relationship, that moment when that picture was in my life, it did not occur that I have the money. I just wanted to go home and somebody that loves me unconditional, which is my father-in-law. That was the home that I felt safe that moment. Then I went and lived with my father-in-law. We lived as a family. He moved into the living room, and we stayed in the bedroom, and till we found a home. So I don't know your story, what you're going through, But that moment, I was writing my exams, the last year exams for my degree, and it required me to do some research, to do this, to do this. I was like, when I'm at work, I'll do the work. When I'm finished, I go to the library. Some days the library closes at 8. I go to the library and do the work before I go home. And I lived that life, that moment, my mindset changed completely. It made me realize that what we have here on earth, it cannot last, it does not last forever. So it made me realize my worthiness as a human being. It made me question, why is this angel trying so hard to actually make sure that it destroys me? There must be something that I am worthy that I don't know about. There must be something about me that I don't know. And there was something that I didn't know about myself, that actually my family come from a royal family. The more he kept fighting me, the more I kept questioning, why is he fighting me? Why in the first place would somebody wants to kill me for fame? Why would somebody wants to sacrifice me? Those were the questions. I'm sharing this story, guys, so that when you find yourself in a relationship, when you tell yourself, this man or this woman that is abusing you, or this man, this woman that is, you're in a relationship and the relationship is not going well, and you are like making excuses, oh, wow, I cannot live because I cannot afford it. Guess what? God will always make a way for you. Where there is no way, he makes a way. Even if you don't believe in him, he always makes a way. You don't have to believe in him because automatic when you are born, he's your father in heaven. Regardless whether you believe him or you don't believe in him. That's why you see some people say, wow, I did not expect this, but something beautiful happened, because he's always there. So you don't have to suffer. You don't have to say, well, I cannot do this, I cannot do this, or I can't afford this money-wise. Things change. Those who have money tomorrow, they don't have it. That's why you find a millionaire today. Tomorrow they say they've lost it. You find the celebrities, they're doing well, and then tomorrow they are bankrupts. Nothing stays forever, lasts forever. But there's love that you can have it. The love that you give yourself, it lasts forever. It's eternity. The love that God gives you, it lasts forever. So if you can sit there, tell me and say, Nomsa, I can't do this. I'm in a bad relationship. I can't afford it. When I separated with my ex, I lived in Essex and then I moved to Henley. Some of my friends came to visit me in Henley. I was living, when I came to Henley, I looked for a home. And the house where I was living, I lived in Essex. If I wanted to here in Henley, that's where celebrities live in Henley. It was like 10 times the rent because it's so expensive. And I was like, I'm not paying that money. So I decided to find myself 2-bedroom apartment. So this apartment, me and my daughter, we've never lived in an apartment. It's so beautiful. We got excited. But her dad actually loved the home as well. He came to see the home. He was like, this is amazing. Instead of him getting a bigger home as well, he went and got himself a smaller home. So we were like motivating him because we got the place first. And then when he came to see the place, my friend, the ones that I had in Essex, some of them judged me. They got confused. That, okay, Nomsa, you left your relationship We said, okay, it's fine. You looked so happy. I put a happy face, guys, but I was miserable. Not because of my spouse. I hadn't dealt with some things in my past. I we were both the people pleasers in a relationship, or do anything for other people, making our relationship miserable. And I thought at the time I was in a better relationship, but I wasn't. It's because I didn't have the knowledge and the skills for relationships. So that's why my relationship did not work out. So when I came here, instead of living in a big mansion, I thought, let me just live in an apartment. It's so beautiful. A 2-bedroom apartment, me and my daughter. It was so beautiful. But my friends, they were like, something is wrong with you. Why would you live that beautiful life and come and live in a beautiful apartment? But what they didn't realize is when I got to that home, I never got the home for somebody else. I got the home because I love the home, the house. It's so beautiful. But then when I moved here, I loved this 2-bedroom apartment because it was so gorgeous and so beautiful. Few minutes away from the river, and it was so beautiful. Hanley is a beautiful, beautiful place. If anyone has never been, please do visit. It's gorgeous. There's loads of celebrities. What's his name? Russell Brown. He lives here. Lots of TV presenters, celebrities. They live here. I live a few minutes away from George Harrison. John Lennon, as his land, gave it to the school where my daughter used to go. And the Abba, the girl, she lives a few yards away from George Harrison. So there's lots of people that live here, that film stars, everybody. That's why it's so expensive. But for me, I just moved here. I loved the apartment. I just live here, and I was so happy that I lived here. The mindset of people here, you wouldn't say that you live in a place with wealthy people. They are so beautiful. They are so beautiful. It's all motivating each other. It's not I'm better than you or anything. They're just motivating each other. So imagine if I had decided to stay in that relationship and being unhappy, would I have been able to experience this life? No, I wouldn't. So I wouldn't have been able to experience this beautiful life. I wouldn't have been able to do the things that I'm doing because along the way, I met people that I motivated me to become the person that I am today. As I say, this is a wealthy people. I got together with this friend of mine from the school, my daughter's school, and I was like, teach me the business wise. And he created me a business plan. He created me, he did everything. I had to go and study as well, but he created it by helping me. So all those opportunities, if I had seen myself as somebody who was not able, because we use like material, but without that luxury life, we can still live. If you find a home, you can find a room and just cleanse yourself, go through the forgiveness, you just accept. As long as you acknowledge the problem that you're going through, and prioritizing self-care is very, very important, because when you prioritize the self-care, it's your well-being, and find activities that makes you happy. Think about your body, soul, and spirit. Exercise depending with what you want to do. And what you don't do is hang out with people that brings you down. You cannot do that. How I survived that I'm here, guys. I When Lucifer came, when he actually took me to the second heaven, which is hell. When he took me to the second heaven and God was fighting the angel of God for me to see that I'm in two different places. I'm on earth and I'm in heaven. And I confided in somebody, and that person called the social services, you name it, and the psychiatric doctor that came, and everybody came with that story. And I remember, because when you trust, when you're honest in your heart, everything when you do is the intentions. Why do you do what you do? Why, when you make that decision, your intentions, what are you doing it to hurt somebody, or are you doing it to get out of the situation and just find that fulfillment and happiness? So those are the two things that you need to think about. I remember the psychiatric doctor saying, I'm not doing anything with Nomsa. I'm not putting a signature to Nomsa and thinking that Nomsa, she's crazy. Lucifer exists. Lucifer has hacked Nomsa, and Nomsa is able to survive. And I remember God is using that psychiatric doctor to say, what I need now is, Nomsa, do you have a pastor that can help you to actually survive right now? That I can leave you in their hands. And I was like, yeah, sure. I make a phone call. And then I make a phone call. When I made a phone call, guys, to tell you the truth today, I had made a phone call to my friend's pastor that I had not met. But he had his own TV channel. And my friend had told me that that's what he does. He had gone through what I was going through. And going through that, he has found like he is an amazing person. He's from Nigeria originally. I remember calling this pastor. Gary also went to this guy, this pastor. And I was like, yeah, I will look after Nomsa. When are you coming, Nomsa? And I was like, tomorrow. So I went and saw him tomorrow. So whatever, whatever you do in life, if it's meant for good for you, you'll find that breakthrough. I can tell you this because now I'm looking back. I'm not in that situation anymore, but I'm looking back. I'm like, never knew that God loves his children on earth so much. It was his love. And that moment, I was like walking, and I remember going to this pastor, and now coming in, he's welcomed me with his arms. And then I met him, and he explained to me how I need to survive, the tricks that this will happen, this will happen. But then I needed to go home to South Africa. I needed to go home, meet my mom. My brother is a pastor. My mom is a pastor as well. So I needed them. I needed to be with my family. So I went for 2 weeks. And that psychiatric doctor was like, when you come back, I would like to meet you and tell you the story. But the story is, when I agreed to go home, I was still in the second heaven, and the second heaven, between the second heaven and earth, and the angel of God was guiding me through. So my daughter, she was, I think, 9 months. My daughter started talking. Now she was guiding me through. Now we're going home. She was guiding me through. Her angel as well was guiding me through. If I can tell you how I made it home, but it was the choice. Because I realized with the angel of God that I have a choice to fight, even if things did not make sense that moment. So I remember getting on the flight. It was the fight was too big. Getting on the flight, going with my daughter, arriving on the airport. My clothes weigh maybe less, and then you put less. You put more weight. He's a God. You put more weight. He's an angel distraction, whatever you call it, is a liar and a killer. And then you put it more weight so that I pay or start arguing with people. I would just pay, and I was like, I want to go home. Then I got home, met my brother. Yes, me, I'm getting excited, like I'm with my family. And now Moving forward, it was me deciding how I'm going to write my own story. And I asked my brother, I said, why am I going through this pain? What do these people want? I was fine. For me, in the physically, I was fine, but in the invisible, my brother could see the real story. The real story was there was no survival for me. That moment, God relied on me. He relied on my decision, every decision that I make. It was me when my brother like telling me, no, Mr. In the physically, it looks okay. But in the spirit realm, it's not okay. Because Lucifer is using this. So you're gonna, I was like, come on, why does he want to, what does he want me? And he was like, sit down. This is who you are. I was like, okay. And why did I get to find this thing? And he was like, no, no, sir. You know who you are. And even my pastor in my church in Henley is English. He never told me what he sees in me, but he kept saying, no, sir, you need to stay focused. Know who you are. You know who you are. And these people, the reason why I'm sharing you these guys is because when we fall in love with somebody, we end up depending on that person. We think that we cannot live without this guy. We cannot live without this woman because I don't know what does the mind do? We think that everything depends on this guy now. Now, without him, I don't think I can go. Now, without this woman, I don't think I can cope. So I rather stay to the things that to something that I already know because going to the unknown, I don't think I can make it. So I don't want to go to the unknown because this is what I already know. So I remember sitting with my brother, and my brother is saying, Nomsa, you know who you are. I was like, what do you mean? And it was like every journey growing up as a kid, when you were born, Lucifer kept showing up. But what was he saying to you? You get to tell us what he was saying to you. Me, he was talking to you, he was showing up actually. Every time I go to church, I think I remember his loud voice. I think I was 9 years old. He was showing up and telling me that I am watching you. But then I didn't realize that actually I am an angel. That's the thing that I did not realize. That I am actually an angel. That's how easy he can connect with me. So it was like I am watching. So my brother was like, remember from the day you walked, how did you walk? How did you go? How was your journey like? And he's like now asking me, he's like, how was your journey like? And I'm saying, you gotta tell me what he's been saying all this journey, and then you got to put it two and two together and realize who you are and why these people want to sacrifice you. So meaning that I was something that I did not know I was. I knew I was that person, but because sometimes we decide to believe what we believe. We follow us. And me, I'd made up my mind like I'm not this, but now that somebody has made me pay attention, pay attention. It was like pay attention. That's when I realized that every decision that I have made along the way, growing up as a child, I was never alone. I was with God. He has always been there. And Lucifer has been showing up as well because he's an angel. I'm an angel. So he is able to communicate with me. He's able to see, and God is able to see. So those were the things that I had no clue who I was. I thought I was like I thought I was nobody. And that's what it's some of you don't know who you are. So that's when I realized how many people who are walking on earth and they don't know who they are. Every step that I took in my life, Lucifer was always there showing up. When I make a decision, he will show up to stop me, but I will go ahead anyway. But I did not realize, even the day when I came to United Kingdom, but I did not realize until somebody asked me to pay attention. And it was like, forget about what you know. Forget about the study. Forget about what you accomplish. Now focus on the journey where you've been walking. Noms and my brother I was like, are you kidding me? And it was like, I need you to listen. Just focus. And it took me 1 second to realize, actually, that's the truth. Sometimes I find myself, and mostly like if I wanted to, my mom and my dad, they separated, and the angel of God, he will connect me with my mom, and my mom will put me to bed and sing song for me. She's not there, but she'll sing a song for me. And those were the things that I never took notice of everything. And also my dad, if my dad is not home, I will not go to sleep. If you put me to bed at 7 o'clock, I'll go to bed. My dad comes home at 1 a.m. I will go to bed at 1 a.m. It doesn't matter how old in that age, whether I'm 7 or 6 or 5, I'll go to bed at 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. When it's time to get up at 7, I know it's time to get up. I just get up. But if my dad comes home, does not come home at a certain time, I will eat food. But when he comes home, I will get up. I will eat with him. Those were the things that I did not realize, actually, that even my granddad, when he was training me the music, I'll age 7, I'll 8. I think I was 8, yeah. I'll go training until midnight or 1 a.m. Going to school in the morning. I will have to get up in the morning. And then my brother says, where is normality within you, Nomsa? Why didn't you realize that you are actually not normal? You actually, I was like, okay. So that's when I started paying attention who I am as a person. And I'm sure there's another girl, she's Canadian, she's white. She contacted me after I put up that video. She told me the same story, that she's going through the same thing that I was going through. So the reason why I'm sharing this story with you guys is you have to, as a human being, the things that you are capable of as a person. When you go through the challenges, when you are in a bad relationship, you cannot make an excuse and say, I can't do this because I wouldn't be able to afford it. Set your boundaries. It's very, very important, and seek support. When you set boundaries, is what can you accept? What can you tolerate as a person, and be firm. I'm not saying you fight people, don't fight people, set boundaries, seek support when is needed, and shift your focus instead of dwelling on the negative. Shifting my focus as well with whatever I was going through, it helped me to be the person that I am today. I'll go to church, going through tough times at home. Sometimes Lucifer will show up, um, or it will show up in a way that will sometimes break a bone. Or sometimes my daughter will be doing something and they will be like broken, and go to the doctors and they say broke a bone. I was like, break a bone? But she wasn't doing anything. That's why he'll be doing, but he tried to do it with me. That moment, when I walked and then I find my leg is swelling is like, and I was like, okay. Because the pastor that I had took me over, it was like, when you're sick, when the doctors tells you you are sick, it means you're not sick, no. So then that's when with my leg, and I was like, I don't remember twisting my leg. When I have a chance, I took a picture of that leg. It was swelling like this. And I was like, I couldn't walk, but I was like, okay, I'm gonna walk. I'm not gonna take a taxi going to work. Instead, I will walk. I remember walking with my feet in tears. It didn't last. That broken, swelling, within a week it disappeared because I had refused to accept it. In my heart, I knew I had refused to accept it. I remember walking, and when I'm walking, like I'll be like, what's the heck? I was like crying. And the more I cry, the more I'll connect with the strength, and I'll walk. And I'll be like, whatever is going to happen, God, I'll walk with you. Whatever the challenges that I'm facing, I'll be okay. I know I'll be okay. And I would just walk. But sometimes family members, Lucifer will control family members, they'll judge me and come and tell me what they think of me as a person. You know, the closed mouth is the clever mouth. Then I will zip it. And somebody tells me off, I'll go down on my knees. No, I don't go down on my knees when I'm praying, guys. I stand and I call upon God. And when I'm screaming to Lucifer, and when I'm shouting, you don't want to be around me. When I'm actually shouting, if I can feel him when I'm shouting and telling him what I think, you don't want to be around him. So, yeah, that's how I do things. There is no normality within me because I have realized in order for me to write my own story, I don't need to worry about anybody else. As long as I'm not hurting anyone, all I need to do is I need to do the right thing, integrity. I need to walk my own walk. I need to walk my own path. I need to love people. I need to respect people, but I need to decide the choices that I make moving forward are the critical component of what my tomorrow is going to look like. If I have fear, there were times where I will fear, but the angel of God will enter and say, you don't need to fear. You get to decide to get rid of that feeling right now, or you carry on, because when you fear, he will take over. And then I will be like, okay, what do I need to do, angel of God? And he will say, he's an energy. He would describe me what he is an energy. So what do you think what to work with an energy? I'll be like, fire. And I'll go get the fire. And that moment, if I had allowed myself to fear, if I had allowed myself to say, I can't do this, I wouldn't be here at Ngozi Talk Shows today. I wouldn't. I'm not going to lie to you and tell you, try to make you feel better. But every single day I was meeting my friends, my life was okay. They believed that I was okay, but I knew that I was walking with God. My life was even amazing, although I was facing these challenges. But if my friends have problems, I wouldn't think about myself. I'll step in. Shifting your focus, it means help others. So anybody that needed help, I'll step in. It was never about me. I wouldn't say, oh, me. You know, you have no idea what I'm going through. No. I'll be like, I'll just step in. If somebody needs help, I'll step in and just help them. So you can do that. I'm sharing this, guys, because someone might say, no, sir, you don't understand. I have problems. I have this. Yeah, I don't understand. You're right. When a relationship, when the relationship is not working, everything stops because you can't focus at work. You can't focus anywhere. So in order for you to focus, you need to get out of that situation. But then you have a choice to seek support with the spouse that you're in a bad relationship with, or you can walk it alone. I'm not saying guys go judge your spouse and say, no, sir said walk it alone. There are some relationship that can be fixed. Some you can't. Being in a bad relationship is a choice. You can't say, no, sir. You can go and find even a room to rent. They're not used to it. You can go and find a room to rent. It's not about people, like people now, they saw me doing this and doing that, and now that I'm living this life, people will start talking. When I lived with my father-in-law, people were talking. They can afford living in finding another home. Why are they living there? I didn't care. Me, I was living with my father-in-law. You go to the shops and just bring me some yogurt and say, oh, Nomsa found this, some sweet or something. It's like you come in and with something that I like, or it will be like when he goes to the shop and he knows Nomsa likes this, he would just bring it. It was like I was at home, but I didn't care that I was living in a one-bedroom flat. I didn't care. I was at home, people talk. Do I care? I don't. So you guys, if you care, I'm sharing my story because I have to be a good role model to you guys. And I cannot pretend that my life has been so wonderful. You know what you see on Facebook is the real me. Sometimes I have bad days. Sometimes I have good days. So I'm not going to pretend and say, you know what? My life is so beautiful. You want to learn from me? Or come and learn the beauty of life. You know, it's so perfect. No problems. What you see on Facebook is the real me. That's my character. If things are not working, I'll sit down and evaluate them, and I will change. I will change that situation. And I have gone through so much experiences in life where what else, if I can be tortured by angel of darkness, what else is bigger than him? So that's how I say it, guys. When I look at my business, when my clients are screaming and shouting, I say, give me more shout, because I don't think that I can actually, I don't get stress. I used to, but before, now I don't. Because the angel of God taught me that I get to respond. How I responded to the situation is how my tomorrow will be. It's either if I respond to the situation with anger or hatred, my tomorrow is going to be full of hatred, full of sickness. I don't want that. So you get to decide how you want to respond to that thing, and practice self-compassion is very, very important. And healing, going through healing as well, is very, very important. And the self-forgiving, you have to go through healing. Forgiveness. Forgiveness, it does not mean, guys, as much painful as it sounds. I know there are some people that when they do the forgiveness, they leave hatred to the other person. But when it comes to the realm of the spirit of forgiveness, it has to work in both sides. You have to forgive the person that has hurt you in order for you to be free. You got to release them to your freedom. But if you say, I'm going to walk away, but you still hold something, that person, you say, why do I need to forgive? That is sickness. It's cancer. You got to, you don't have to, but it's a choice that you have to make. It's a choice you have to make yourself. Release them to your forgiveness. I release this person to my freedom of forgiveness. And it's we wronged you. When you say to God, we wronged you, it means you've wronged yourself by staying with that person. And now you want to release yourself. You want to release them. It doesn't matter whether they forgive you. It doesn't matter. You have to focus on you. You forgive them so that you can be free. Cleanse yourself from all these toxic thoughts and everything. Is it easy? It's not easy. Forgiving somebody and letting them go is the hardest thing that anyone can ever do. I can sit here on this chair and tell you that is it easy. It's not. It's not. I had to forgive the people that wanted to kill me. Some of the pastors, I watch them on TV. And when they preach, they say, Hallelujah, God. And I'm like, but you don't belong to God. You belong to Lucifer. You wanted to kill me. So I don't talk to people about them because a part of the forgiveness, it means that I cannot gossip about them. God will not allow me to do that. There are celebrities that showed up when the Hollywood guy, the spirit, Hollywood, the spirit that recruits Hollywood. There are celebrities that I felt that came, that are in him, that I have joined him, but I am not allowed. With God, I'm not allowed to embarrass that person to say he belongs to a cult. I'm not allowed to do that. My job is to forgive and let it go. I watch those pastors that if some of them found my pictures on social media, and when they found my pictures on social media, they went and recruited members of my family because in order for them to enter in the spirit realm in my bloodline, wanting to kill me, they got to be given permission by people in my bloodline. And they robbed my bloodline, people in my bloodline, and said they're going to make them rich. So I don't know if they were going to make them rich. I don't know. But those people said yes. So the hardest thing is for somebody that I love. Lucifer does not, when he wants to do something, it does not, he picks the person that you love the most. So with that husband that you have that love you so much, and then the behavior changes, he might have picked that person to actually treat you better so you get out of the relationship. He hates marriages. For those who do not know, Lucifer hates marriages. He cannot stand marriage. He rather tears marriages apart. He doesn't stand, he cannot stand people who are married. With Jezebel, he cannot stand. So for those who say, wow, married, I get problems, I get out, sometimes it could be him that destroying, he mind control people. So he showed me everything that he does. I just get home sometimes, my spouse's character will just change, and I'll be like, if I don't believe it, he'll be like, it's like Now something is gone and then it's him. But if I decided to fight it, when he goes bad, if I decide to go bad, guys, you don't want to know, we don't want to know where it goes. You do not want to know where it goes. It gets nasty. So that's why I've learned I am never ever fight nobody because I don't know who likes to fight. I don't know who is actually fighting because Lucifer is making them fight. That was the choice that I made. I was like, I am never ever fight no one. Honestly. Sometimes I walk into a shop or buy something and then go to another shop and then he will show up just to show me what he does. And then he would change that person. That would start being racist to me. And if I don't react to it, that person apologizes. Because what he wants drama. So don't give him drama if you are in a relationship. Don't give him drama. If you are single, is this mind control? He'll make you think that nobody's going to want you. He'll make you think you're not good enough. He'll make you think that you're worthless. But you have a choice. But now that I have gone through him, there are some speakers, motivational speakers, that when they speak, now I get to realize that these people, they wouldn't have known these things just by reading books. They must have gone through some path that I've gone through. So all those things that you guys like, you think I can't do this, or when the promotion comes up, you are like, I'm not good enough. I don't think I can apply for promotion. Wow, you see a beautiful girl, she shows up, she's so beautiful. I don't know what beauty is, guys. But for me, every person that is on earth, they're beautiful as long as they have a good heart, because beauty comes from within. So you see this girl that you like, she's walking, she's single. Instead of walking to that girl, saying hello, now you're condemning yourself and like, I'm not good enough. I don't think I'm that girl. She's gonna want me. And guess what? The secret. Girls like men with confidence. Women likes men who are confident. They like a man who is a provider, who is an architect, who think, who is creative. That's what they like. The looks, yes, is attractive, but what if that person who is attractive, they haven't got a good mindset? What am I going to do with a guy who is handsome without a mindset, a good mindset? So you don't have to condemn yourself. Don't judge yourself. You're beautiful as you are. Beauty comes from within. The outside beauty is something that comes with it. It's a package. But beauty beauty is only what's on the inside of a person is greater than what's on the outside. It's something that I have learned the hard way. When I was fighting Lucifer, and he will fight me, or sometimes while I go in front of the mirror, I will see myself, like he will show me, or like if I'm taking pictures, like my pictures will look making me like to take away my confidence. And God, he was like, what do you think is beauty? Do you think beauty is an image? And that's when I realized it's not the image that is beautiful. It's what on the inside of a person is what is greater. Because before that, when I didn't have confidence, when I didn't value myself, I would spend 3 hours getting dressed. As okay, I was a single woman when I was 24. I came to I came to the UK when I was 24. And Oh no, I left home when I was 16. I think I was 16 or 17. I started traveling. Then I came and settled in the UK when I was 24. I was playing football. I retired in 2009. And I remember my confidence wasn't good. I was a good player, but my confidence wasn't good. I didn't know I was a good player. One day I was behind my manager. My manager was talking to somebody, talking about the players, the good players. It was like he mentioned my name. Then I went home and I was like, he didn't know I was there. And I was like, why don't I think that about myself? That led me to discovery, the personal development. Then I went to church. And I go to church and the pastor is they're preaching. Then I'm like, go home. Then I'm thinking, oh no, we were playing against Germany. We're meant to go to Germany to play the match, but I couldn't go because the immigration hadn't returned my passport on time. I remember sitting at home thinking, I'm a Christian, right? Why am I finishing the last? Why do I live this life? I look at my life. My life was so beautiful. I was living in a beautiful house, beautiful family, but I had no authority over my life. I was depending on people to tell me what I could be. Of course, the talent is there, but I was depending on people. If people tell me that I'm beautiful, that gives me confidence. If people tell me that, wow, Nomsa, you're good at this, it gives me confidence. But I changed my attitude. That character, 2008, changed. And I didn't change me. I've grown. I've decided to work on myself just to discover who I really am. And that was part of it that backfired with Lucifer. That is me discovering actually that Lucifer was after me. It was because I changed my mindset. And I remember one day, and I was like, why when I go out, I have to wear all these clothes that is show cleavage, the beautiful. Is that really beautiful? So I decided to change things around, but not realizing that actually when I'm changing things around, and then Lucifer is going to confront me and tell me, who do you think, where do you think you're going? And that was then my battle began. But when my battle begins, and I kept asking God, why is this angel fighting me so much? And the angel of God kept saying, no, something you just need to keep focusing. And then that's when I realized that my family forgot to tell me that they come from a royal family. So if you don't know who you are, Lucifer uses that to make your life feel so unworthy. And I remember, and I was like, and it was like, focus. My granddad, my daddy's side, his mom, his uncle, it was still on the throne. Me, because everybody's blinded in my family. And I was like, okay. And it was like, that's the angel of God. And I don't think I would have found out that actually my bloodline belonged to a royal family. If the kingdom of my family still it was there, I would have been a princess. So that's why he was fighting me. That some of my family have served him for years. When you belong to a royal family, guys, we have to speak the truth. They don't play by the rules, royal family. Too much things go on in the royal family. That's Lucifer. Meaning they are serving Lucifer. Here is me trying to put things right and trying to be Gigi, a child of God, and it's like, no, sir. Before you can go to your God, you got to ask for mercy. Your family have served me for years. And I was like, God, what does it mean my family have served me for years? It was like, you come from a royal family. And now I'm keep digging. And my granddad, the one that I love, he was on the throne without me realizing. And I was like, okay, thank you, God. So what life, like you guys now, you hear my story, look at your story. How are you putting yourself down? But being in a royal family, it made me more angry. Some people would have got excited that where I'll be the princess. I got excited. I got angry that you changed my bloodline is destiny. I got angry because my family, they would have been lived in Nigeria or Kenya, but because they got married, my great grandmother comes from a white family, so black people at that time, they were not being accepted to be together. And that's when my family had to be scattered. The king in my family, he bought a home, the land between South Africa and Zimbabwe. That's where my family ended up. But he made me so angry. Someone would have been very, very excited. Is that I got so angry. And I was like, you know what? You're mad. He expected me to get excited, but I did not get excited. I got angry and I was like, you took my family's identity from my family. Because when you royal family, they do dodgy stuff. I have to speak the truth. Even the royal family here in the UK, I'm sure there's dodgy stuff they do. So when you do dodgy stuff, guys, you no longer belong to God. You belong to Lucifer. For those who didn't know, you belong to Lucifer. If you go to the bank, you fill out the application form. You take that pen. That penny does not belong to you if you did not ask for it. That is stealing. He classes as stealing, but people don't know. They go to the bank, they sign in, automatic, they put by mistake, put the pen in your bag, you go home. Oh, wow, it's mine. It's not yours. That's what I've learned. It's not yours. You've stolen, you belong to him. That's how simple he gets people. Or somebody borrows your money, pay it. If you don't pay it, you belong to him. You enter in a relationship, bad relationship, you don't make that decision until maybe you die. What do you know what God does? You killed my soul. My soul that would have lived, my child that would have lived. You means if you die with the depression, God can condemn you for that, for not making that decision. He can condemn you for not making that decision to leave because of fear. Fear is a sin. Me, did I know that? I didn't know it. I think that I have to stay in this, but until the angel of God started guiding me through it. When he comes in, he will show me fear. And the angel of God will say, no, sir, this is what it is. Angel of darkness, Lucifer, does not understand the words of softness. He understands violence. So what are you going to do about it? Now he is here. What are you going to do about it? Instead of me, I'll be like, okay, what do I do? And they will make me feel what kind of an angel he is. He can turn into different forms, whatever he wants, or he can turn into anything else. He can turn into something else. He can turn into this. He can make himself into this. So all those things. But if I had feared Said, you know what? I'm just not going to worry about anything. I'm just going to worry about my fake hair. And I'm just going to, if I put my pictures on Facebook, I'm so beautiful and people, they just going to comment and I'm just going to live my life. You know what, God, just go away, angel of God. You know what? I'm just going to, but I said, okay, teach me. And I was like, okay, sometimes they'll come fire. Sometimes they'll come I do something else. Or sometimes I'll just spray water. Water is God. You just spray the water. Sometimes I'll take the scriptures in the Bible. When I'm saying fire, guys, it means it is fire is burning, and it means that the Bible scriptures, I'm saying them out loud, and I'm like fighting. I don't just call fire and that's it. And also when life is not going well in my life, I'm just telling you the truth. I survived because I would just go to the garden. When I'm living, the way I lived in a huge house where you met me homeless. I'll just go to the garden. I'll make fire quickly. And I'll go and take the tray, the tray for the oven we use to cook roast. And I'll take the saucepan, make the fire and carry the tray. And I'll go to every room. When he brings the energy to take over my brain, I'll say, bring it all. Bring it all. I split the blood of Jesus. Now I'm bleeding fire. And I would just go and would just say, on one day, he just came and he said, you witness's daughter, you're bonkers. You're mad. I've tried to kill you, but I can't kill you. He told me that he can kill me. But because of the words of his father in heaven, God is Lucifer's father. It was like, because of him. So that's why he cannot kill me. Because when I am speaking out, I'm asking God to defend me. When you are in that situation where life it doesn't make sense, where every friend is judging you, where every rejection comes your way, where life it does not make sense, where you don't know what tomorrow is going to look like, when people are laughing at you, is the time where you need to shut up the world, you need to shut down the world and make a choice. If that was me, I'll ask myself one question: what do I want to do? If I'm going through these challenging times, what do I want to do with my life? Instead of worrying about what's that friend going to think of me as a person? What's that family member going to think of me as a person? They're going to laugh at me. People laugh anyway. Honestly, they laugh. And if you guys didn't know that people laugh even if you have not done anything. So you might as well not worry about people. Love people. Don't worry about what they think about you. Do you. Unapologetic, do you. Love them. But when it comes to going through tough times, make the right decision that is going to help you to find the breakthrough. Don't make the decision because you're scared of what people are going to think. Like if I'm posing on social media with this man, and then now I'm telling my friend that I'm no longer in a relationship, who cares? If I'm single, I'm single. It's between me and God. I'm in a relationship, guys. And mostly this thing that I'm never going to find anyone. When I have the time, I will teach you how to communicate with the universe. The universe is God. For those who did not know, the universe is God. God is the universe. He is the creator of the universe. Anything you need, you can talk, you can speak to him. You can desire it in your heart. But you have to get rid of I'm not enough. God does not have time for a woman who thinks she's not enough. God does not have time for a man who thinks he is not enough because he's not handsome, because he doesn't go to the gym 7 days a week. God wants to know, what do you desire me to do for you right now? That's what he reads, nothing else. What do you desire me to do in this minute? I hear your cry. I see challenges in your life. I see that you are in this bad relationship, but what do you want me to do? He already knows how he can help you. He already knows. He already knows. But why he does not read is, oh, you know what? I cannot apply for that job because I don't think I have the skills. I don't think people. What do you think? He doesn't read all that. It does not read that I don't have big boobs. It does not read I don't have a nice body, my nose are too big. There's no man that is gonna like me. I'm 75, no man is gonna like me. I'm 50, I'm 60, I'm 45. My real age is 45. I'm 50, I'm 30. I wanna have children. You can have children when you are 50. God does not read all that. Why he reads is that moment where you say, God, I need you. That's why he reads. And then what do you desire me to do for you? That's what he reads. Does not read that there's no man is going to want me. If you are single, I'm speaking to those people who are single and those who are in a bad relationship. If you want to get out, God reads, God, I want to get out. My desire for me is to be free in this relationship, is to get out of it. Or my desire for me is to just work, help me and my spouse to be in partnership, come to an agreement where we can all get along, our values and our beliefs can align together. But if he's abusive, because sometimes you might be in a bad relationship, maybe it's you that is the problem. So when you get out of that relationship, if you find you don't have strength, don't find excuses. I'm telling you guys what I have experienced. What I have experienced by watching God. My battle with Lucifer went on for 7 years. I'm not speaking about something that happened yesterday and then it disappears. I'm talking about the 7 years journey of my battles, watching him, how he works, watching God, how he works. What do you desire for me to do? That's what he does. That's what he reads right now. He already knows how he can help you, but he wants that authority. You give him that authority. When he came to my aid, he knew I did not want to die for nobody. I did not want to die. He knew my heart. What was in my heart is to survive. And when he came, Lucifer came. They both were there at the same time. Lucifer offered me life. He offered me material. I give you this. You'll be very rich. You could be a billionaire. You could be a millionaire. You choose what you decide to know, sir. I give you lots of followers. You have millions and millions of followers. You have this. And then here is me, like God is there. I'm like, why are you giving me? Why are you telling me you're going to give me all this? What is in it for you? Nothing is for free. What is in it for you? And then that's when I made my choice. And I said, I choose God. He has not promised me anything. God has promised me life. I choose to live and I choose to be free. And then he left. And he was like, I knew you will choose to live. You will not choose me. By me, it means, okay, because I'd realized that he wanted to kill me. So now he had to come. The Hollywood spirit that recruits celebrities now is with him. Now I got to decide whether I want to be a big film movie star. I want to be a big musician, or I want to be this big on social media. Now I had that choice. Or I want to be rich. I want to be like Bill Gates. I want to be a billionaire. And then I said, no. But I don't think that for me, the angel of God, he reads what was, he actually knew what was in my heart, what I desired for me. And that's why I chose life. And that's why I ended up, I am here today. So by that, I realize that we get to decide, but God does not, because for me it was to Lucifer, let me think about it. No. The minute if I had said, let me think about it, the minute the angel of God would have gone and never returned to save me. Because it means I am second, I've put him second, or I've put my life second. He would have gone, never returned. He would have returned when I have asked for forgiveness. That is if I had survived Lucifer. But because I made a choice in that moment that whatever suffering you bring into my life, but I choose to be free. I choose God because with God there is no suffering, there is no pain. Wherever the pain that is there is for the right reasons. But I don't want to be rich through you. And that was the moment that he said, okay. So what do you choose when you are into a relationship, bad relationship, and you choose to live in that relationship? You choose to get sick, you choose depression, and then you're single. You choose to condemn yourself. I'm not good enough. I don't think when you're single, it does not matter what age you are. If you tell God, this is a big secret that I have learned. If you tell him that my desire, God, for you for myself is this, to describe it out loud, the person that you want to meet. Do not describe the looks. Blue eyes, white guy, no. Describe the big thing that you really, really want, that you are tired and sick and tired of it, that is basically causing pain. The people that you have dated, the way they have treated, you don't describe how they have treated, just describe, God, this is the man that I want, but make sure you yourself are that. By making sure you yourself, you are that, it means you get into personal development, you work on yourself while he doesn't go and do his work, because he will do it. When you say, maybe he's already have that person, he will do it. But you have to be alert. I spoke out loud, said, God, I'm tired. I've met the wrong guys. How I dated guys, you tell me, Nomsai, drive a Lamborghini, I have a good job, or I'll just calculate you earn this money, you're good to go. I just date guys because I don't know, because maybe how my parents like used to say, don't date guys who don't work, and make sure the guy has something to bring to the table. Maybe that's the right. But when I actually sat down, I worked on myself. And after I worked on myself, and I said to God, this is the kind of person that I want. I said out loud, God just gave me that, but in a way that I did not expect. So when you ask God and say, give me that, God will give you that. And the other thing, when you are in a relationship, if the relationship is not working how you want it to work, do not try to control the situation by contributing to that bad relationship. The universe is God. Like I said, the universe is God. God is the universe. Desire the change in your relationship. Desire the change. You and your spouse to get along. Just meditate in the things that you want it to happen, but it has to be no control. You cannot decide to put controlling somebody if you want God to do the work or if you want the universe to do the work. It has to be. Once the minute you decided to control the situation, that means that is Lucifer. But where God is involved, it means God, my relationship is not in the way it's meant to be. But what I desire in a relationship, I desire a man that will treat me with respect. I desire me, myself, to respect my man. You say it to God, you say it to the universe, you say it out loud, and meditate on it every single day. And don't complain to your friends. If you want somebody to talk to, find a family member that will listen to your problems, but when you speak, don't blame. This is what I'm going through. Find a coach, but don't go for coffee, backslide, backstab your spouse. God does not allow that. But if you make a decision and say, my relationship is not working, but this is how I want my relationship to work. This is what I desire in my relationship. No controlling, but I just want that miracle. It has happened. If you are in a, but you required you to work, you got to work for it. You have to work in that relationship. It's not a miracle that God is going to bring your spouse. If you're meant to be together, to bond together, you bond together. You speak, you talk to each other, you give each other some kiss, you kiss each other, you hug each other. So when you ask God to do these things, you got to do as well. You do the doing, he do the doing too. Okay? It's not a miracle that he guys comes in magic, things happen. No, it doesn't. But you have to find the forgiveness with that person. The energy that you have is the energy that you have, as long it does not, because God will never ever deal with abuse. He does not like the abuse. Any relationship that has an abuse, because that means that person is destroying his child's soul. So he will not tolerate that. So if you are in a relationship that is involve abuse, you get out. But if the relationship is bad because you've just drifted apart and there's no, you tell him exactly what you want and you start doing the work. You start getting up you start making a coffee for your spouse. Oh, honey, I made you some coffee. If they refuse it, you do it again tomorrow until God completes his work. He can do it. Do not give up on things. Never ever give up on the things that you want to do. But if you feel that I don't want to be in this relationship, I just want to get out, God always make a way. He will always make a way. If you don't have the money, desire to get out without any stress. You got to desire to get out, because if you desire to get out, he will bring somebody to help you unexpected. So your desire has to be, I desire to get out. I desire to for God to do this for me. He will bring people your way, but you have to be willing. The nice, now God works with you. You got to work with him. No nasty. Kindness. It takes you to the long way. Kindness all the way. If you are kind to you, when I'm talking about kindness, you have to be kind to you. You want to get out in a bad situation and just say, God, this is my desire. Have this, I don't know, the crying, there's a cry in the physical, but there's a cry in spirit, the cry of wanting God to save you. This is my desire, God. No cry of sadness. It cannot be cry of sadness. It cannot be cry of blame. It cannot be the cry of why me. It has to be God. What if? It can surprise me. This situation that I'm in, it's not working for me. It's just causing pain, causing suffering, tears. I don't feel free within my heart. But they say, you are the God of Elijah. They say, you are the God of Isaac, God of Abraham. But they say, you created the earth. Why do I have to? I'm so suffering on this earth. While you do all these positive things and say, God, my desire is to be free. Find a song that you can connect with, that has good lyrics. Just sing it. He will send somebody, but you have to be alert. Even with the business, whatever you do, you have to be alert. Everything you do, you have to be alert. He will always come through. If you desire to be a millionaire, it might take you 5 years. It might take you 2 years. It might take you 3 years, but he comes through. Because if you say, God, I want to be a millionaire, now his job is to say, if I bless this person, what is their attitude going to be like? Is it going to be good or bad? Now he has to teach you the values. The values, that means the values of valuing that money, being a millionaire, the bad about it. Now he's going to start testing you. He's going to start testing you to see how much do you want this. Are you somebody who just say, okay, God, I'm out. I don't want to be a millionaire. It's so hard work. Working at Hope Springs Eternal Production Agency is hard work. I'm out. Then that's giving up. He knows that you give up. But if you have a character to say, okay, failed this time, second time, up to 2,000 times maybe. Eventually you get there. That's like that with marriage, relationship. Never talk yourself out and say, I'm not good enough or I'm too old. God does not work with age. He works with blessings. 50, you enter the kingdom of God in the third heaven. You say, God, I want my blessings. He will give you what you want for the right reasons. So I'm talking to those girls who are single, who are beautiful. They think they're not beautiful. I've met girls that are gorgeous. They're beautiful. But when I talk to them, I'm like, they think that they're not beautiful. So I'm like, so if you don't believe that you're beautiful, so what do you think the guy you're gonna meet is gonna, you want him to believe? He's not gonna believe. So the relationship is not gonna work. I've met guys who have been rejected, broken, they're tired. They don't believe there's a good woman. I'm like, okay, I've been broken myself, but I'm a good woman. I'm not available, but I'm a good woman. So maybe there's someone else who is looking the same thing, looking for the same thing like you was looking for you, but they have not been able to find you. So you just have to keep searching. and never ever give up. You are in a relationship, it's not working. You got to go now, guys. Don't give up your relationship. Don't give up your life. Some people, what they do is they get out of the relationship. They're like, I'm never going to date again. That's what I mean. Never give up your life because of the situation, because of your past, because of what you've gone through. That past has to teach you. It has to teach you. If you go and look at my profile, some people are asking me, Nomsa, you look so good. What is the secret? So I found these pastors. My brother is a pastor. My mom is a pastor. And I found these other pastors. My father in the Lord, Dr. Olukoya, is a very, very tough man. He gives tough love and unconditional love. It does not teach you like everybody else that say, okay, if you want a miracle, let come to me, I touch your head, I'll give you a miracle, and everything is going to work out just fine. Your problems are going to go away. So he doesn't teach that. So he teaches the principles of life. And I met these pastors. I've got these pastors. I've been betrayed before by pastors, but I've prayed to God. I'm not going to give up in believing in God, and I'm not going to give up in going to church. So I met these pastors, Lucifer, James Kawau. I put him on my Facebook. He served Lucifer since he was 9 years old. He met Lucifer. He joined him. He was the biggest witch in Uganda. And now he is a pastor. So I met him. He teaches me how to live the life that I want, how Lucifer works. I've not met him in person online. So he teaches me the values of life. My father in the Lord, Dr. Olukoya, that's the church where I go. He teaches me the values of life. And my brother is my younger brother, but he gives me tough love and he gives me unconditional love. So this is why I'm like doing the things that I do, because these people and Pastor Chicks, oh, that one is so tough. Is a very, very tough. It does not. I think the toughest one is our Father in the Lord, and the rest they're like, okay. So these guys, when I'm in church or when I'm praying with them, they're not teaching me that, you know what, Nomsa, to get what you want, you go to play magic, or I go to pray for you. You get on your knees and I pray, I touch your head, miracles are happening. They don't do that. So they give me tough love, and they also they teach me the mindset of being a leadership mindset. I go to church to learn, but at the same time to pray with God. But at the same time, what I've learned about God, God is not a man that accept these small things. God, whatever you ask, God will give it to you. He will teach you. Whatever you desire, He will teach you. So these guys, that's why they're teaching me now the mindset of a true leadership that leads with honor. It means when I lead with honor, my clients comes in. If I have not served them properly, I have to honor that, take responsibility and refund their money, or I have to serve my clients 100% in putting my all 100%. That's what they are teaching me. That if you don't serve your clients properly, that means that's not leadership. So everybody's saying, Nomsa, you look so good. And I'm like, you don't know what I have to go through behind the scenes. My mindset, I have to be tough. I have to learn the skills. I thought I left football. I thought I didn't have to face that again. But now they're teaching me how to be a leader, how to lead. Leading, it means I cannot look people down. That is to be a great leader. And so I'm going to go, guys. I love you so much. So I'm teaching you all these things so you can think like yourself. Think like connect with God and speak to the universe. If you are somebody who don't have confidence, just start by building that confidence and know that if you want a guy, a man that looks like David Beckham, you don't need to tell God, I need David Beckham. He already knows the secret, what you want. All you have to do is saying out loud that God, I desire this interest, the values of life, whatever you just describe the guy that the movie that you see with your guy. Don't give up. Just keep reminding him and keep reminding him because he knows exactly the person that you want, but he needs to make sure that you are that person that you say you're looking for. And also in a relationship, if you are in a bad relationship, you want to get out of it, or if you don't have confidence, then you can speak to the universe, you can speak to God and say, God, this is my desire. He'll make a way for you. But before, I wouldn't do those things. I would just go along with whatever I go along with. But now I'm learning every single day that no, I get to decide. I have a choice. I get to decide how I want to live my life. I get to decide the things that I desire in life. I get to decide. So you can have that choice that, okay, things are not going well. When we go through challenges, sometimes there's part of us that needs to be strong. Sometimes God teaches us something. So by teaching us something, it doesn't mean that when you are in a bad relationship, you have to look at yourself and say, I'm too old. God does not rate age. 100, you want a relationship, he will give it to you. But you have to give him that choice, that freedom, and you have to give yourself that freedom, that valuing yourself, self-acceptance. Have principles in life you live by, boundaries, no rules, but boundaries. The rules, it means I'm cocky, I'm better than you. Have principles in life, that these are my principles. If I enter your life now and I say hello to you, hi, my name is Nomsa. Let's find your name. Your name is John. Hi, my name is John Nomsa. How you doing? Give it to me. Show me, Nomsa, these are my principles that I live by making me see the character, the real you. This is my character. This is the person. These are my values. Show them to me so that I have boundaries. I respect your world. That's how it works. If your world is violated, that means you're not free. So to speak to God and say, my world has been violated. So set me free. Release me and set me free. And he will release you and set you free. Whatever you want, however you want it. But don't think that I'm not good enough. I'm not this. You are the creator of your destiny. You get to write your own story. If you believe in God, if you don't believe him, you don't have to believe just because Nomsa said so. You are the creator of you write your own story, how you want your life to be written. So I write my own story. Do I face challenges? Yes, I do. I do face those challenges, but I rise above those challenges. So you can rise above them by actually becoming the person that you want to become, unapologetic and not worrying about what the world think, or not doing things because in this world everybody is doing this, so I am just gonna do this. Don't do those kind of things. Do things based on the things that you want to do in life. Just do them. Do things that you feel they are right for you. And by doing right by you, you're releasing yourself from that freedom of pain and you become the person that you want to become. Some people might not get it. It's okay. Some people may judge you. It's okay. I was telling Lucifer actually this morning and his agent, and he was telling me about something about my business, and I was like, it is okay. We can share. The money is there to share because I'm helping somebody. So he was making me feel that people are taking advantage of me. And then I said to him, no, it's okay, Lucifer. We can share, and your agent. I can share with the people that are on earth. Just because I have a business, it does not mean that I have to be greedy. We can share. I can share whatever I have with the other people. It's fine. There's a room to make money. So I was talking to another coach and saying, if you want to come and I give you my clients, you can have my clients. And then Lucifer was making me feel that it is agent that people are making. He wanted me to think evil anyway. So I was like, no, we can share. Life is meant to share. The work is meant to share. If there is an opportunity to make money, I let that person make money. So those are the things that you need to be aware how the universe work, how the physical and the spirit world works. You can be what you want to become. So guys, gotta go now. If you want to connect with me too, please do go to my website. Whether you're looking for love or whether you're looking for coaching, there's different coaches from all walks of life. And I don't know what the future holds for Hope Spring Eternal Introduction Agency. Find love for you, who knows? So just please go and register if you're looking for love, but there's a page for coaching. So if you're looking for coaching, please do go and register for coaching. And we will be doing boot camp. I'm waiting for the module. That's why I'm saying I don't know what the future holds for Hope Spring Eternal Introduction Agency, because the SAI is creating the module, is actually taking over and is creating the module for me for the training. So once he's done the module, then he will have a meeting, have an agreement that yes, I like this module. It's because I decided that this year I need to change things around. And my life was in the dark place. I want the coaching with SAI, 20 grand, 25 grand. That is a 1 year coaching. I won it. And when I won it, I thought he was going to be just one of those coaches, but he's actually an amazing, amazing, amazing person. He's actually helping my business. And I already have a website, it's built, the content is there. So it was like, we need to change that. So he is changing all that for me. But the website is ready. They changed it last week. They created module for bootcamp. So everything is ready, just need to be connected to the domain. So all that, you guys, when it's done, you can see it. But how I got it, it's just I had to trust. No matter how hard the Lucifer was poking in my head and creating problems in my life, I had to trust. I had to believe. And my website, it disappears. I've been given the opportunity to work with the best coach that I never thought I'll be with him for free. So I work with him for free. And when I sit there, is for me to see how God works. I have to pay money every year for coaching. He charges me 10,000. It was 10,000 pounds a year. And I think his coaching has gone up. But then when my money ran out with theirs, my website disappeared. And when the website disappears, it means your clients, they have to go and find you there. Sometimes they were not finding me on the website, but for some reason, but it is just me trusting. I just trusted God. God has given me this guy who is actually came in as an angel of God. and he's just helping me out. And I'm just by trusting. When things were falling apart, I was like, God, whatever will be, will be. But I trust in you. I trust in you that you will take control in the situation. And he did. I showed up on Zoom and I didn't realize I was going to come out with the coaching package. I thought I was just going to a meeting, and then when I come out for these Zoom meetings, and it was like, okay, stay till the end. I'm giving out 3 coaching different prizes. And there were 3 prizes. 2 girls, they won coffee, and I won the coaching. But for that, if my website was up, if I had a website that time, business is going well, I'm so busy, I wouldn't have had time to go to his Zoom, to his meeting, like you see on Facebook, and register, because I would have been busy with clients. But because I wasn't busy, and I was like, let me register with Sai. I've been with his event, let me just go. But God had already done the work. I came out, and now he's doing the work. Normally, with the website, when I have a coach, I have to provide the content. But what I had to do is tell him the content is already on my website that is up now. So all he has to do is look at that content and rewrite, produce a different content. I don't have to do anything. That's God's work. I don't have to do anything. So that's why I'm sharing this story, guys. Trust the process. So go and register if you want to register, or connect with me on my social media, and subscribe to our channel on YouTube, and be part of the family. God bless, guys, and I'll see you soon, and live with grace. I'll see you tomorrow. I think tomorrow we're talking about love again. I'm with Dr. Bigot and Claudia. So 3 of us will see you guys tomorrow. God bless.